Hello, what's up? Welcome to my channel. This is my first video, so bear with me. Things might be a little rough for this go around. I'm just kind of learning how to edit videos and how I want to talk to people and all of that. So bear with me through this rough little video. I'm probably gonna want to delete this at some point, but don't let me. So in that way I can kind of see the growth that I will have throughout my YouTube journey. So today, this video, I just kind of wanted to go over like my background, my journey, and like my why, and why I do what I do, why I want to have this channel, what this channel is going to be for, all of that. So I guess we'll start off with just my journey to how I've gotten here today. So I grew up very overweight. I did not know anything about nutrition. My workouts were just my sports. This is like even throughout, all the way up through high school. Like I played multiple sports. I, just kind of ate whatever. I didn't really do much outside of like my activity levels were pretty low. And then I got to high school. And so right before I got into high school, this is August, before my freshman year, I was 13 years old, and during that summer playing softball, I had broken my collarbone. And so it was pretty rough injury. I still have like my bones are kind of weird on that side. And I ended up gaining a bunch of weight because I just did not move for like a month before school started. And I just was eating whatever, and I was not happy. Like I was like, this is not comfortable. I do not like this. And so I decided to just kind of stop eating. And looking back on it, it was like borderline anorexia. I would basically just like not eat all day, and then I would have like a quick snack and then go to softball after school. So not the best diet, and I did that all freshman year. I ended up losing like 30 pounds, and then I kind of was just like hanging out at like 155, 165 all throughout high school. Again, did not do any working out outside of softball, and I was playing softball year round. So I would like start basically like trials for the summer were in December, and then we would do 1 day a week practices from January through like May, and then high school season was February to May, and then our May, June, and then I would play tournaments all summer. I'd have about a couple weeks off like August, and then mid-September we start fall ball, and that went like September to November, and then we'd have a couple weeks that we have tryouts again, and it was just like a year round thing all the way up through until I graduated high school. I ended up playing in college as well. So I went to a small D3 school in New York called St. John Fisher College, and I played 4 years there. I don't know why I did this. 4 years. I played 4 years there, and my first 2 years I kind of did the same things. Like wasn't working out. Like my workouts would be like run a mile and then do some abs, and then I would go eat whatever I wanted. Like I literally ate pizza, pasta, and ice cream for like 3 meals a day in the dining hall. And because it's like food freedom, and like I would go out drinking all the time, and that fall, it was just like my fall my freshman year, I definitely gained like 50 pounds, and probably not 50, but I definitely gained a lot of weight. And I just did not care. And then after my freshman season softball, during January before we started by practice, one of my friends like had decided to put together workouts to bring us into the weight room. And like that was like when I kind of started being like, oh wow, like this is cool, like I'm kind of strong. Just like from being bigger, like I did have a lot of strength, and so I just wanted to keep getting better. So in that summer I kind of watched what I ate, and then I would do like workouts in my garage from the Nike training app. And then I did that like even throughout my sophomore year of college. I was like kind of working out but didn't pay attention to nutrition or anything. And then that spring I ended up having tonsillitis like every few weeks. It was really rough. I basically would eat Fruity Pebbles, and broccoli cheddar soup for like every meal. I couldn't work out because I didn't feel good, and then I had to stop playing softball for like 4 weeks because my spleen was enlarged. So I did actually have mono. We call it fake mono. But so basically, like, I didn't really like work out as much or as hard, and I wasn't really eating very well, so like my weight was just kind of like the same. And then I ended up getting my tonsils out May of 2014, and that's kind of, you know, after that I was going to the gym during the summer, and I again was kind of just eating whatever I wanted. I worked for a baseball team, so I'd have like nachos and ice cream, and we go out to eat all the time. And like after getting my tonsils out, I was like so hungry all the time for like real food, so I could actually eat the food. I was like, oh, let's go, like nachos, I gotta get all the food I want. And so finally, like towards the end of the summer, I like looked in the mirror and I was like, holy no, like this is not gonna work for me. Like, I don't like what I see, I don't like what I feel. So that was kind of like when everything kind of started to come together. So I got back to school fall 2014, and I really started working out hard. So my roommate at the time, she's one of my best friends, she was really into working out and like really into fitness, and she's like, Jessie, like, you know, let's do it. And so I was like, fine, let's go. And so, you know, we started doing like football training programs that we'd find on like bodybuilding.com. And then you know, I was kind of losing some weight, but like my weight wasn't changing, but my physique was changing, and I was making progress in the gym. I was getting so strong, and I was like, this is awesome, like I love this. So, you know, we kept that up, and then that like November, December of 2014 is kind of when I found out about like IFYM and macro tracking. So I started tracking my macros. I calculated them myself from I think it was IFYM.com. So I got my macros, I followed them to a T, and that's when I lost my weight. Like by the end of the school year in like May, I was like 30 pounds less, and it was like the lightest I'd ever been. And so, you know, from there, you know, I kept working out harder, and I was gaining strength, and I started eating more calories, so I ended up gaining a little bit more weight throughout that summer of 2015. And then, you know, my senior year was just still tracking my macros, still training hard, gaining the strength, like everything was going good. And so in fall of 2014, when I started like really working out, that's when I created my Instagram. So you guys might know my Instagram at Jazzercise. I'll put it below. So if you want to like follow it from there, or if you're from my Instagram, hello, then you know, kind of know all this. So anyways, so then, you know, I followed some people that had competed, and I was like, that is so cool, like I want to do that. But I was waiting for softball to be over. So basically my senior year, we went to the national championship, and we finished in like the end of May, beginning of June is when I got home. And like 2 weeks without training for softball, I was like, I need something to do. So I hired my first coach, and I did my first prep. So I stepped on stage. October of 2016 was my first show, and that prep was like, it was hard, but it wasn't that hard. Like, I didn't think it was that hard. Like, I wasn't that tired. Like, my cardio wasn't that high. My food wasn't that low. But I also was not ready. Like, I was 100% not ready when I stepped on the stage. And, you know, I wasn't sure how I was gonna like it and how everything was gonna go. I was like, I just want to do this one time, like, see how it is. And within 5 seconds of like being on stage, like I freaking fell in love. Like, I love competing, I love being on stage. Like, it goes back to like my dancing days as a kid. So it's just like I feel at home. So that was kind of like what got me hooked. And so from there, I did like 5 months off, and then that next March 2017, I was like, I need to do another prep. So I prepped for my second show, and that one was a little bit harder. We, you know, implemented some different things I've never done before, like carb cycling, and I was doing a lot of more cardio, and I definitely came in leaner, and I ended up coming in third place. So it was kind of cool for me because like I came in dead last on my first show. So I was like, yes, like I came in leaner, I'm good. And like right before that show, my coach said that she wasn't going to be coaching competitors anymore. So I was like, cool, gotta find a new coach. So that's where I actually met my coach now, Steven. We've been together for 2.5 years, and I love training with him. He's done a reverse diet for me, a mini cut, and my full prep. So I did take all of 2018 off, and that's really when I was, I was growing more muscle, I was growing in my like career, was finding out what I liked to do, what I love. So 2018 was a large year for growth for me. I then I did a little mini cut at the end of, or like the summer last year, and then we reversed a little bit, and then I went into my prep. So this year I did 3 shows. I ended up, my first show did not go as planned. I was not as lean as we had wanted to be for that show. So I ended up coming in 4th in novice and 6th in open, and then some of them we came in leaner for my second show, and I came in 2nd in novice and 6th in open again. So I was like, one more push, coach, like I'm ready, let's go. So I did more cardio, came in leaner, and then I came in 1st in novice and 2nd in open. So I am nationally qualified right now. And in my off season, so I've been in my off season since the end of June, and I'm still growing. I need to get my upper body stronger, and it's just so cool to like see how my body has changed throughout the years, and like how I have evolved throughout the years, and my views on health and fitness have evolved. Everything is not like set in stone. Like there's always gonna be research, there's always new things to learn in this industry. So it's really kind of a fun industry for me to be a part of. So that kind of leads me into my like why I wanted to start this channel. So I am a full-time health fitness specialist at a corporate gym, and I also am the sports direct coordinator. So what that means is I'm full-time, like 40 hours a week, and I have personal training clients, I teach group exercise, and then since it's corporate wellness, we do a lot of programming for employees. So the last few months I've just been like planning out next year, right? Like what do we want to do for employees? Like how can we get them more engaged? What are things that they might need help with. So whether that's stretch breaks or meditation classes, bringing out certain things for tabling. If there's anti-stress, like stress relief things like bubble wrap, or do we want to bring in dogs for them to pet to relieve stress, like things like that. So like that's like the majority of my job is honestly like desk work, like doing marketing, creating flyers. It's a lot more business related, and then about 20% of my job is the fitness stuff. And then I do also plan and oversee and manage and run all of these sports tournaments for employees. So we have ping pong, softball, golf, 3-on-3 basketball, and a 5K. So I do like all the back end work on that. So my job is very wide variety of things going on there. So it's not just working out. But I originally was not going to do this. So I've been working at this gym for about 2.5 years, and for the first about year-ish, I was front desk, and then I got promoted to where I am now last August. And last year I really, decided that I really want to help people, because my life has been changed drastically by health and fitness, and I've learned so much about myself, about my body, what I'm capable of, and like I was just so uncomfortable beforehand. And I mean right now in my body I'm not as comfortable as I was like a year ago, but I'm being better, and it's like always a mental battle, and you're always evolving, and I just want to help people like feel good in their bodies, right? Like I didn't know that like I felt bad until I started feeling good, and it's one of those things that like you just don't know how far in you are until like you're not in that place, and then you're like, oh my gosh, like I wasn't feeling good and now I feel amazing. And trying to just figure out foods that work well for you, and moving well, moving properly, moving correctly. Like I'm very passionate about that, and I really love working too with athletes. So like I'm coaching softball right now, and like that's such like it's so cool to watch the girls like get better, and like for me to be able to teach them like certain movements that will help them correlate to their performance on the softball field. And I love that, like athlete performance and performance enhancement in that aspect. And you know, recovering from things well too, like we can't ignore recovery, right? It's not just lifting heavy and leaving, right? We gotta make sure we're lifting heavy, lifting properly, our movement patterns are good, position pattern, power, right? You gotta make sure you're moving well before you can put weight on your movements. And so, you know, that's kind of why I wanted to start this channel, is because like I want to educate more, and you know, I want another platform to educate on, and you know, kind of show what I do, because I do like to lead by example. And sometimes for me it's easier to like teach when I'm like doing something and people are like, what the heck are you doing? I'm like, oh yeah, like you don't know, because like for me it's like what I do every day, but it's not common for the, you know, general population. So you know, I want to educate more, and you know, try and help more people and reach more people. So my goal for 2020 is to really be able to coach people more online, and to help spread the word, and to help as many people as I can. So with their health and fitness goals, and just feeling confident and good in their body, and you know, help them find their meaning of health, because health means something different to everyone. And I think, you know, health and fitness, it's such a personal journey, and you kind of have to like go through things yourself in order to know like what works and what doesn't work for you. You know, it's not like I always say like the friend diet, like, oh, my friend lost X amount of weight doing Y diet, like I'm just gonna do that too. Like that's not really how that works. Like your body's going to be different than your friend's body. So like a workout, like some movement patterns just do not feel good for certain people. So like just because like Sally squats doesn't mean that you should be squatting, and just because she squats with X amount of weight doesn't mean you need to do that. Like you're going to feel the weight differently, and everyone's body has different insertions and origins for their muscles, and you know, muscle bellies are going to be different places, and you know, there's just so much that goes into it, and it's so individual. So you know, that's what I'm here for, to like help educate. And if you need help with anything, you know, you can always ask, reach out. But yeah, so that was kind of all I had for today. It was a little long-winded. I did not think I was going to talk that much, but I tend to ramble. So yeah, so I hope you all enjoyed this. Like, comment, whatever you want to do. I know people say that on YouTube, because I do watch a lot of YouTube videos. So let me know what you want to see from me, and my Instagram and my email are going to be in the bio. So feel free to reach out, and I hope everyone enjoys their day.